I'm gonna let a few hundred of y'all come in and then I'm going in. I'm gonna jump right on this one, fam. Assata Shakur, Tupac's godmother, a liberationist and a hero to many, has died at the age of 78. Assata, the black liberationist convicted of killing a New Jersey state trooper who was also Tupac Shakur's godmother, has died, the New York Times reports. Health officials in Cuba, where Shakur had lived since 1984 after escaping prison and being granted political asylum, confirmed her death. At an exact cause wasn't given, but they did say she died from health complications and advanced age. Let me say, fam, that the FBI was after her for a long time. She was the first woman to be put on the FBI most wanted list. She was the second domestic terrorist ever to be put on the FBI's most wanted list. Can you imagine? With all these damn terrorists, man, the list would be long as the I-10 freeway if they were to compile a list of domestic terrorists today. Yeah, fam. Every single day a new domestic terrorist pop up. Every single day. Why did I call her a hero? Because she was. She was a liberationist. Did you hear the word? Liberationist. She was falsely accused of killing the police officer. She didn't kill that police officer. And one thing that she did say is that for anything that I did, I did. What I didn't do, don't accuse me of. But she ain't acting like she all innocent. But she said, yeah, I may have rolled on some up, but I ain't do that one. If you notice, fam, like, let me just read this here piece right here to y'all so you can get a better understanding of who Assata Shakur was. She was born Joanne Chesimard. She was the first woman, like I say, she was the first woman added to the FBI list for most wanted list. And this was for her role in the murder of 34-year-old state trooper Werner Foster in 1973. But Assata and her supporters have maintained her innocence in the shooting, arguing that the evidence and testimony used to convict her were dubious. You don't say. She was born and raised in New York City. Assata became interested in politics, communism, activism, and black liberation as a college student. After graduating in the late 60s, she moved out to Oakland and joined the Black Panther Party, later returning to New York City to open up a chapter in Harlem where she oversaw programs like free breakfast for children. Shakur later joined the Black Panther offshoot group, the Black Liberation Army, and started using the name Assata Olugbala Shakur. Assata Olugbala Shakur in 1971. It was around that time that Assata met fellow Panther member and activist Afeni Shakur. You know who that is, right? Ding, 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 you guessed it. Afeni, who would later become Tupac's mother. In her autobiography, check this out. Assata said that Afeni was one of two leaders in New York, in the New York chapter, that she had respect for. She was only one of two. We know Assata was a rider. So if she says Afeni was one of two that she had respect for, that's a big deal. So check this out. Both the Panthers and the Black Liberation Army were extensively targeted by the FBI's infamous counterintelligence program, otherwise known as COINTELPRO, which illegally, sometimes legally, surveilled leftist groups and worked to discredit them. Assata stated that as a target of COINTELPRO, the FBI and local police accused her and other activists of crimes they did not commit. During the early 70s, Assata was indicted and charged numerous times, facing accusations of armed robbery, multiple bank robberies, kidnapping, murder, and the attempted murder of a policeman. All of those charges, a black woman in the 70s get accused of, and guess what happened, fam? All of these cases either ended up in a dismissal or acquittal. You know ain't no black person doing all of that in the United States of America and getting acquitted. So that lets you know that the charges were trumped up. Let me say that again, fam. During the early 70s, Shakur was indicted and charged numerous times, facing accusations of armed robbery, multiple bank robberies, kidnapping, murder, and attempted murder, all which were dismissed or ended up in an acquittal. It wasn't until she was charged with the murder of the cop that she was convicted. You know how that go, fam. It's a cop. They say you did it, you must have did it, even if you didn't do it. So this cop, Foster, was shot on May 2nd, 1973, after state troopers pulled over Shakur and two BLA members on the New Jersey Turnpike, allegedly for a faulty tail light. Oh, the old faulty tail light trick, huh? Let's pull them over. See what we got here. Let's see what kind of crime we can conjure up. The FBI has claimed that Shakur and one of the other people in the car fired shots first, which led to the shootout. But Assata has maintained that after the car pulled over, an officer named James Harper ordered her to put her hands up. And when she complied, guess what happened, fam? You guessed it, he shot her. With her hands up, he shot her. Harper allegedly shot her again in the back as she was turning to avoid the bullets. So the cop shoots her while she has her hands up. We know that happens to this day. You can have your hands up, you might still get shot. But if they got a gun on you, they tell you put your hands up, put your hands up. You might still get shot. But if you don't put your hands up, you're damn near guaranteed to get shot. So she puts her hands up, they shoot her. She turns to run away, they shoot her in the back. He shoots her in the back. They retaliate, at least members of her group retaliate, and down one of them in self-defense, because what you're supposed to do is just let them kill you. Down one of them in self-defense, and they put a case on that woman and locked her up, convicted her, locked her up for life. By the grace of God, she escapes after 2 years, and she goes on the run, and she lands in Cuba, where she spends the rest of her days out of the long reach of Johnny Law, USA. I ain't got no problem with that. That was an innocent woman. And it's a shame that she had to live her life like that, where she had to be exiled from her home, from her family, from her life, her roots. She had to go to Cuba, where she probably didn't know anybody, and had to start a new life. Imagine one of us right now falsely accused of something, and we had to be uprooted. We end up in a whole entire different country. And we can't go back to the land that we know where we were born in. We can't ever go back and see our family members. We can't make no phone calls or none of that, because if we do, then they're gonna trace the call and they're gonna know exactly where we are. So all of that time, she wouldn't speak to strangers. She was suspicious of everybody. She only gave a limited amount of interviews during that time. Constantly worried about them coming to get her. Trump made a strong move to try to get her when he was in office his first term. No doubt he would have gotten back around to trying to go after her again this time around. But the woman was a soldier and she was a hero. And don't let nobody tell you different. I believe her account of it. When I think about all the lies that has been told throughout history, all of the times people been railroaded and had evidence trumped up on them, been lied on. When I think about all of that, I gotta give her the benefit of doubt. R.I.P. Assata Shakur. Soldier. Salute. No more talk.